So yeah, I do restate that a lot of sexism that I'm opposed to stems from the clear propositions of the Bible, that the male's status in relation to a female partner is that of an ownership of someone who is by their very existence secondary. See, once again going back to, if you would try to conceptualize the Bronze Age infrastructure or internal politics of a kingdom, if you've got a man whose father and mother have both said, like, we will marry you, we will keep our bloodlines pure, and we're going to marry you to a cousin or a sister, that's gonna, yeah, sex will disgust him. He'll have sex and then he'll go out and execute a bunch of commoners. You get why, like, it could have stressed his heartbeat and breathing rhythms that this doctrine was forced on him, and then you get why there's a lot of, I think, psychological exertion of misogyny and the hatred of women in Eden. So, you know, if it stressed his breath, then, you know, the woman is created from a rib. If his father's telling him, no, this is the way our kingdoms operate, you get why he imagines that he's created on his own at first. It would have been a comparative place of peace to have been given a garden and some solitude by a deity who had more power than his father. I talked in another post about a nobleman, but predetermined by parents to be wed off to a cousin or sister, catching the eye of a commoner, getting like a head job, and so the snake and the apple, essentially trapped by what his own teachings had done to his tastes, is what I think accounts for this story of a curse on the earth, caused by one woman eating one apple after being tempted by a snake. Essentially, the man is saying, you know, I'm bound by certain rules as a member of this kingdom to inbreed and keep my bloodlines pure. My wife will be a cousin or sister. So the aggression is exerted on the concept of women in general, because that's relative to how his entire scope and range of choices of partnership and pairing were restrained by his kingdom to the limited options of cousins and siblings as spouses. So it is not at all, in my view, the case that this original sin even exists. To believe that it does is to be asked to make a concession to sexism that I just don't think has ever been fair at all. So, yeah. Once again, I suppose the hatred of and repudiation of religion even in feminist literature is lacking, in my view. Though I at the same time understand the sense of risk on that front, fucking Ayan Hirsi Ali. Bow to Ayan Hirsi Ali. I think she's incredible. She's also bold enough. She has the guts to admit that the axiomatic elements of this problem won't be addressed unless all of the Abrahamic faiths are called into question. And for that, I consider her one of the bravest women on earth. Yeah.